a wave of cryptocurrencies made generating extra income hassle-free. Also, knowing what is going on in the larger market can help you increase your financial understanding. However, is it true that the crypto universe faced a slump and lost about $1 trillion of its market cap? Does the downfall correlate to any particular crypto? To quench your curiosity, tag along with us till the end. Without any further delay, let's begin. The crypto world is a fascinating one indeed. No investor would want to miss out on indulging in the favorable outcome the sector has to offer. Although Bitcoin was a trendsetter, it seems like a capable list of optimistic tokens has hit the market to capture every investor's glimpse. Well, as we mentioned earlier, things have been pretty skeptical with the sector. Apparently, a particular little-known token has a lot to do with the slump, the Terra Luna. Terra Luna showed a slump and is back in the game. That itself shows the optimistic nature the token has been exhibiting. The token was introduced by Terraform Labs and is precisely aware of what they had to sign for. If you were to peek into the top 10 crypto lists some time back, you would have been surprised to find out that Terra Luna occupied the 7th position. On top of that, the market cap of the coin was over $40 billion. Sounds exciting, isn't it? Also, did you know that it occupied the position right behind Ethereum, the top one in the DeFi space? What's more fascinating is that the crypto could flawlessly play the crypto game, and 3 years back their ICO could raise a whopping amount of $69 million in just one day. At this point, we can evidently figure out the potential this particular crypto has had. But what about the collaborations? Were the figures enough to lure big names into Terra Luna? You'll be surprised to find out what was the case. Just as the figures suggest, some big names in the industry like Galaxy Digital raised a hefty sum, over $25 million. And that's not it. Another crypto VC, Shiron Capital, also caught on to the impressive surge and invested $50 million in the Terra ecosystem. As a cherry on the top, the Luna Foundation that governs the whole Luna Terra ecosystem raised something big, $3 billion in total. The figures do speak of the immense potential and influence the crypto flaunts. Here, we can effortlessly interpret that this isn't the regular competent that you might find from a surging wave of cryptos out there. The potential was so visible and overwhelming that many went a step ahead and even invested their life savings into it. Given that crypto is an extremely skeptical place to be, you might be questioning the choice the lunatics or Lunaterra supporters made. And that's precisely the aspect that makes the project massive and crazy. The Anchor Protocol. What's so cool about it? How did it convince the crypto enthusiasts out there? We bet you all are extremely curious at this point. In a nutshell, the Anchor Protocol assured that once a crypto enthusiast deposits or stakes coins in there, they would provide you a 20% return per year. This is where it gets insane from all the perspectives. So how big is it? Imagine that the stock market had a great year and went smoothly. Then it would lend you about 7% factoring in inflation at the most. It means about 3 times less than what the Anchor Protocol has promised. Meanwhile, dividend investing is another relatively safe aspect where you can invest to earn something extra. However, dividends also offer something like a 5% annual return, which is again lower than what the stock market has to offer. So can you imagine the charm of temptation Terra Luna anchored all along in the game? In that regard, why wouldn't one take all the risks to boost the whole ecosystem? Even if the investors were to take a loan at an interest rate of less than 20%, then they basically signed up for a life where they would get free money without having to break even a drop of sweat. Sounds like an infinite money glitch. So why would anyone miss out on such a mesmerizing opportunity? Also, we know that Terra Luna is supposed to be a stable coin that should maintain a stable value. So it altogether seemed like a deal no one would decline. Although the project looks massive, history is history. And the truth is it apparently collapsed. Investors lost about 99.9% of their investment. What are the updates that might boost your investor hunches? Let's dive right into that. The happy news, or an optimistic point to be noted, is that the king is back on track. Although the collapse was a shockwave on the global crypto market, the team is pretty aware of how to handle the situation and level up the game. It's going to get exciting. Terra Luna 2. Oh, what does it have to offer? And how is it going to help us deal with the situation here? Is it right to blindly invest in the token? As the saying goes, playing it safe never resulted in a pullback, right? Terra relied on another token titled Luna. Terra Luna in that regard was an algorithmic stablecoin, and it was backed by a series of complicated algorithms. How they could keep up their dollar value was to rely on the crypto, named Luna, as we mentioned. So $1 worth of Luna could be exchanged for 1 Terra. Doesn't it sound like some kind of an absorber to protect the tokens from a volatility price shock simultaneously? And here enters the Anchor protocol. It hyped the entire ecosystem, and the total value locked in the system surged up from $1.1 billion to $17 billion real quick within a year. Here is something exciting to notice to keep up with the value and maintain their users. Someone had to pay about $3.4 billion in interest. Another way was to reduce the interest rate, which wasn't considered an option here. And this is what initiated the major collapse that we have come across. The liquidity wasn't something that kept up to date with the whole system the crypto was offering meanwhile. It caused chaos, and it didn't turn out well. On the other hand, the exit door itself looked narrow, and there wasn't a way out. So at this point, things got complicated. The broker found out something was off and froze the trade. Terra Luna 2.0 is up by 46% from its recent plunge. Regardless of all that happened, the crypto is back on the game, and the updates about Terra Luna 2.0 is surging in. With revealing the features in the upcoming days, the crypto will essentially get a knack for holding the position efficiently. At the moment, the price of Luna 2.0 is quite affordable, i.e. making it simple to own and trade. Often, extremely costly cryptos make it hard to own and impossible to trade. The vast amount of coins held makes it manageable to trade or capitalize. Terra is still in its early days of return. Ultimately, the crypto will strengthen its abilities and provide usefulness to consumers and businesses. The users and lunatics hadn't lost their trust and are still believing that their favorite stablecoin will regain strength over time. Poor planning and execution caused the downfall of an extremely potential cryptocurrency. With the new update, the team is focusing on how to build a backup to support the system better and reinstate its former glory. Some of the market trend watchers have commented that the token will surge high in no time and might as well hit a whopping price by the end of 2022. However, the negative news and the plunge impact and the overall vibe encompassing the token seem a bit off, and it looks concerning to the investor communities. However, the comeback isn't a joke, and it means they are hell-bent on improving and boosting the reception and capability of the currency. Although it might sound pretty unrealistic now, playing it safe wouldn't hurt anyone in the long run. If the graph is eventually catching up with the improvements, you can play it safe and invest a small amount to see how it turns out and can decide upon the potential Terra Luna still holds. We have seen how efficiently Bitcoin bounced back following the crypto crash that happened last year. The comeback was a die for. Given that the fundamentals of Terra still look pretty much good, it still looks like an investment that might generate great interest in the long run. However, if you are looking for a short-term investment, this might not be the right one to go for. If you find this video useful and like what we shared, please check out our other videos. Until then, stay tuned.